Hope you enjoyed the next content. This is Solomon on to my next view of Bleach, chapter 659. You guys know as it has been a while since I made another Bleach video. I mean, the last I did, it was around December. I mean, that was during the holiday weekend and Christmas and all that. And we all noticed that the chapter came back. I have not read the chapter. I did not. I didn't do the episodes because I didn't do read the chapter. But now I have. Here I'm gonna tell you what I know and then call up to the what chapter we're gonna go now. Okay, it starts off with, after, Garad and the Miracle took out all that damage, he converted it into power, turned it into power and became giant size, He's trying to kill the others, Byakuya, yeah, Shinji and the others, they all move out the way, it's pretty, they gotta be stomped to death by a giant. And this guy is loving how big he is, loving how big, how smug he is, this guy, how Garad the giant, how he's like how smug he is, he is, it's pretty big, but but then he's like awkward. You got Hiyori, she wants to take it out. She uses a triple Seto attack. She already has her hollow power. She's a visor, and she uses her hollow power to do a triple Seto attack, and using a Seto from her mouth, her face, and both her hands, like a triple strike, like a triangle. It's pretty interesting. But then you got the others who coming in from behind. Uh, and you got Lisa and Shinji and the other guy, the one with the hammer. Like they all go in at once. It's pretty big. They hit him, but it doesn't seem to be effective. Like this guy is not affected by their attacks at all. And this guy said it before. He's never grown this big because he's never taken this extreme level of damage before. There's no big deal saying that this is his full standing mode. The biggest he's ever gotten. However, even a Sky said that as well. However, there are certain problems. Problems. It looks like for example, it looks like a Sky has beaten up Ichigo. How the hell did he beat up Ichigo? I have no idea. And how. He apparently and the others go in. Chad, he uses his powers. Yoruichi and she and Otohime, they all try to go in, but a Sky stops him. Apparently, he has the ability to convert spiritual pressure, anything he wants, into something else. He have the ability to convert spiritual pressure into damage and convert it into something else, just like the way Garage powers work. But he has to take an extreme amount of damage. He fought Ichigo. It's pretty messed up, one of the things I liked in this chapter that Yoruichi, she steps up to fight and she even gives up with some new moves. She uses her Shunko, which is her signature technique. She uses Shunko Raijin, which is Thunder God. Basically, it's pretty messed up. And seeing Yoruichi and her face, all like that, she's definitely excited. She wants to go. She's willing to use this level of power. I think this is the first time you've seen Yoruichi do something like this in a while. She became captain. She did become captain for nothing, but she became captain without using her Sanpakuto. It'd be nice to see what her Sanpakuto looked like, or did she became captain without using one? That's definitely interesting. There is one thing I want to comment. And Yoruichi's brother, her brother, shows up out of nowhere. Seems he wants to rescue his sister. But Yoruichi saying, you really think that you have the strength level to come, not knowing that you become stronger? A Sky, he interrupts them a little bit. A Sky, a Sky with his ability to convert power to something else and heal from damage. He does something, and how he steps up, how Yoruichi's brother, Shushin, he steps up, he hits him with the same power that Yoruichi, and he used some of the same technique that he does. Apparently, Yoruichi's been training him a little bit. He's supposed to be the next clan leader, and Yoruichi was clan leader, so it makes sense. And and that he will have some level of power. But that's not all, It's definitely very interesting thing to see. But there's something you gotta know, a Sky, even though he took a lot of damage, he heals himself and he does something. Looks like he's about to do one more trick up his sleeve. However, things are not so easy. However, then we get something else. We get to the chapter that I'm talking about now, chapter 659. We get a shot between, it looks like a young Uryu and his father looks like he's working on some kind of table. He's working on something, and he says, "Father, why are you working on mom's dead body?" I'm like, why? She's been dead for a while now. I'm like, yo, like, he's a, I knew there was some conflict between Uryu and his father Ryukin, but I never knew that the conflict came from the fact that this dude was literally experimenting on his wife's dead body. I mean, and Uryu said it himself in his head. I mean, he wanted to be a doctor, but he decided not to. Ichigo asked him this question a while ago when they were in school together. I mean, he even responds back, "Your dad's has a fa- has a father. Why don't you become like him?" Well, yeah, well, oh, that's it. Well, we all know how Ichigo's father. He acts like a goofball sometimes, but he doesn't want to be like him at all. He doesn't want to be, like his dad. I think it takes a lot of training and skill, be a physician, let alone a doctor. I mean, it takes a lot of discipline, control, and training. But one of the things he said is, no, if being a doctor means mutilating the body of someone that you're supposed to love, I mean, he'd rather not do that. I know there was some conflict. I don't know. I mean, one of the issue is that his father didn't want to be a Quincy because there was no profit in it. If you guys watched the original Bleach series, back when Uryu's grandfather, his Uryu and the conflict between Uryu and his father, and because of his grandfather was a Quincy and proud of it, he wanted to be a Quincy like his grandpa. But now we get to see a little more into the backstory. I mean, he was just a child, and he noticed that his father was doing stuff like that to his wife's dead body. I mean, his wife, even though she was a Quincy, she wasn't what you call a full-blooded Quincy. She was half-blood, at least. And when Udi was born, he was born, from part of a pure Quincy clan, and the other part, from a Quincy that wasn't pure-blooded. So he had more Quincy in him, but more than his mother, but not full-blooded. So he was like 3/4 Quincy and 1/4 human. So it makes sense. And so, but I don't know what he was doing. Was he trying to study what Juha Bach had done to her? But I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, we get to see You get to see Hashwell, Juha Bach's right hand man. He comes to you asking, what is your reason? Your reason for being here? Like it's like he's questioning his loyalty. For example, there's one issue. Like for example, he has the same power as your watch, the ability to use his eyes to see the future. And apparently your watch is sleeping, so he's become the vessel for that power. Well, he's one of those rare creatures that's born once every 100 years or so. Oh, and very rare quality, like how Soul Reaper has prodigies born once every several generations that advances so quickly, like Hitsugaya and Ichigo. But but then there's something else. There's something that bugs me. Apparently, Harshwald found some stuff scattered throughout out Yuhabak's new palace, and apparently Ichigo left them. And we get to see some flashback Uryu as a Quincy. Uryu left those things. I'm sorry if I misquoted between Uryu and Ichigo. But Uryu left them, and he looks like he's trying to test his loyalty. And it looks like Uryu's trying to scheme to him. Uryu's trying to scheme something. But Uryu so far has shown his loyalties. But if he's doing this, that means there's something more. I mean, we all guess why would Juhabak chose Uryu to be known, part of his group, but his successor. That means he has some greater plan. Because one of the reasons is because when Juhabak tried to wipe out all the weaker Quincy to use as fuel for his rebirth, Uryu wasn't affected, and neither was Ichigo. Well, Ichigo not being affected probably because of his, Soul Reaper powers, and another because Uryu was not full-blooded Quincy, but 3/4. Remember, he wasn't affected. So that means he has some potential, or he's one of those potential Quincy that's born once every centuries. Either way, Juhabak was interested in him. However, because of this, Hashwald is testing his loyalty. He tries to attack Uryu and leads to some problem. He busts out a wall. Uryu escapes, saying, "Stop, you're doing." But then out of nowhere, Ichigo shows up right there. And finally, these two once again meet face to face after that conflict. Like, there's been some conflict between Uryu's loyalty and what's happening now. Because we have not gotten no straight answer. What is his reason for joining him? Is it because he's a Quincy, or he wants to stop Juhabak, or because Juhabak killed his mother? And there has been a conflict of There's nothing but a pile of questions and no shovel. Is this where we're gonna get our answers from? Because I want to know. What do you think? At least we got some side of why Udiu and his father have some conflict. But I want to know a little more. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is still my game. My latest view on Bleach. Hey, and you guys heard about the new Soul Reader app Brave Soul? It just came out in America. Apparently, there's some deal now. You can download it now. I'm glad that Bleach is getting a new game, but we really need the anime back. I mean, for sure. I mean, it's about time. Please, it's about time we bring back the anime. That's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. It's fun. Thank you. This is Solomon Ass Gamer. Latest view of Bleach. Bye. Please bring back the anime.